Welcome back, Movie Misfits. Happy Throwback Thursday to you. And since it's Throwback Thursday, that means another episode of Junk Drawer Flix. So I'm going to take a look at our junk drawer and see what we got today. After a lot of digging and a lot of thinking, I was realizing that 4th of July weekend is coming up. And what better movie to start your 4th of July weekend with? Jaws. However, unfortunately, I was like, I'm going to be hit with a lot of copyright claims on YouTube, so I was like, I will hold off on that one for a while until at least I get 1,000 subscribers, which will probably be 10 years. And what other movie kind of has a 4th of July theme or a 4th of July weekend type of theme? Return of the Living Dead. Return of the Living Dead was released in 1985, and the film takes place July 3rd, 1984. Close enough to the 4th of July. Quick little side note on this movie, hopefully I'm not too wrong on the details here. Originally, they wanted this movie to be more like a sequel, which it is technically in the movie. It is technically a sequel. However, they wanted to reteam George Romero and also co-writer John Russo, who also co-wrote Night of the Living Dead with George Romero. However, they wanted the two to team up again for this sequel. Unfortunately, they could not get George Romero to do it. However, the co-writer and director of Return of the Living Dead did pay a little homage to George Romero in the actual movie Return of the Living Dead. Also, John Russo and George Romero did team up again for the Night of the Living Dead remake of 1990. Return of the Living Dead is a cult classic, and it manages to bring in some comedy into the horror genre. It manages to mix in the punk rock movement into the genre. Also, this is the first time I believe that we actually see running zombies, and this might be the first time we actually hear zombies say, brains. This movie also has a very cool cast. We have alumni from different horror movies. We got alumni from Nightmare on Elm Street movies here. We got alumni from Friday the 13th. We got alumni from Night of the Demons. We got an alumni from Poltergeist here. This movie is soiled with horror genre members. Yeah. We are now introduced to the very first Costco. It was a man's dream. We're now introduced to our set of main characters here. We have a young trainee named Freddy who plays Tommy Jarvis in Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, and also the Never Hike Alone series. We also have Frank here who played the realtor in Poltergeist. And we have Bert who played Jesse's dad in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge. Bert swears that joke is so funny, he probably would have gotten the same reaction if he would have said, pulled my finger. No lie here, I yearn for the day of my first day of work where I'm being trained and something like this happens.
Then that's divided up into two sections. That's divided into the M for male and the F for female. Good boy. Now, the PT. Suppose you think that's pretty tough. No, that's very good. Now you get some Excelsior over there and lay it in that crate. Make a nice little Betty buy for this little lady. Hey, we could go to the park. Oh no, we can't. The cops said they'd shoot us.
We're now introduced to our next set of main characters here, who are the punk rockers, and I'm not sure if this is what the punk rock scene actually looked like in the 80s. I was too young to remember, and I don't remember Glenn Danzig dressing this way for the most part.
Yeah, where you supposed to meet him? At this medical supply warehouse where he's working.
Oh no, you got a job. What a dick.
Oh shit! Why did you say so? Why don't we all go pick Freddy up? Freddy always knows where there's a place to party.
Now this scene here is something I really appreciate because as a little kid when I used to watch this scene, this part actually used to scare me because the way Frank sells it and the music in the background, they're telling you that Night of the Living Dead was actually based on a true event, and basically that the writer and director George Romero basically changed things around and, you know, just so he wouldn't get sued or the government wouldn't go after him. And also that the zombies from that event are actually stored in the basement accidentally. Now, how can these zombified corpses accidentally end up at this warehouse that these two are working at, you're wondering? Well, here's your answer.
Typical army fucker. Hey, these things don't leak, do they?
Leak? Hell no. These things were made by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.
We're now introduced to Freddy's ankle bandana. I don't know why that's there, but I'm just kidding. We're actually introduced to one of the greatest theme songs in a horror movie. So like I said, Return of the Living Dead is a cult classic. It is worth the watch. It is not very long at all. It actually goes by very quick. You got some great characters. You got some funny moments. You got some great special effects here and there. You got some silly makeup effects here and there as well. But overall, this movie's done very well. You get to see the origins of the running zombie, the talking zombie, and you also get to see where brains come from. And you also get to see one of my first crushes, Linnea Quigley. Hopefully you get to check out this movie. If this is your first time watching it, you'll have a good time. If you've seen it 100 times like I have, enjoy it again. If you like what you see here, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I'm Mike the Movie Misfit, and I'll see you at the movies.
Want to see him? See him? Whoops.
Get more out of life. Go out to a movie.